My mother-in-law tried to prove I was an unfit parent, so I proved she was an unfit grandmother instead. It started when my 3-year-old daughter Emma came home from her weekend at Grandma Linda's house with a black eye. She fell down the stairs, Linda explained with that fake concerned voice she used whenever she got caught. These things happen when children aren't properly supervised. The accusation was clear. I was a neglectful mother. My husband Jake immediately sided with his mother, like always. Emma's clumsy. You know that. But Emma wasn't clumsy. And the bruise on her eye looked exactly like fingerprints. That night, I held Emma while she sobbed into my shoulder. Grandma said bad words when I spilled juice, she whispered. Then she grabbed my face really hard. My blood ran cold. The next morning, Linda called Jake at work. I'm concerned about Emma's safety, she said, loud enough for me to hear through the phone. Sarah seems overwhelmed. Maybe Emma should stay with us more often. Linda had been building a case against me for months, pointing out every scraped knee, every time Emma's hair wasn't perfectly brushed, every instance where I seemed stressed or distracted. What she didn't know was that I'd started documenting everything too. When Jake suggested Emma spend the entire summer with his parents, I knew Linda's plan was working. It would be good for her, he said. And you could use the break. That's when I realized my marriage was over. But first I had to protect my daughter. I made a decision that would change everything. The next Friday, instead of dropping Emma off at Linda's house, I installed a hidden camera in Emma's favorite stuffed animal, a pink bear she took everywhere. The camera was tiny, undetectable, and would record everything for 12 hours. I dropped Emma off with my usual smile. Have fun with Grandma, sweetheart. Linda barely looked at me. We'll call if there are any problems, she said coldly. 12 hours later, I picked up Emma and her bear. She was quieter than usual, but Linda seemed pleased with herself. Emma was much better behaved today, she announced. She's learning proper discipline. That night, after Emma was asleep, I connected the camera to my laptop. What I saw made me physically sick. The footage started normally. Linda giving Emma lunch, playing with toys. But as soon as Emma spilled apple juice on her dress, Linda's demeanor changed completely. You stupid little brat, she hissed, grabbing Emma's arm so hard my daughter yelped. Just like your mother, clumsy and worthless. I watched in horror as Linda dragged Emma to the bathroom and forced her to stand in the corner for 2 hours. When Emma cried, Linda screamed at her to shut up. Nobody cares about your tears, Linda said. Your mother doesn't want you. That's why you're here. But the worst part came when Emma asked for water. Linda grabbed her by the shoulders and shook her. What did I tell you about asking for things? You get what I give you. Then she locked Emma in the guest bedroom for 3 hours. I could hear my daughter sobbing through the door, begging to come out. Please, Grandma, I'll be good, Emma's tiny voice pleaded. You should have thought of that before being such a brat, Linda replied through the door. When Emma wet herself from fear, Linda made her sit in the soiled clothes as punishment. This is what happens to bad girls, she said. Now you know how disgusting you are. I had to pause the video multiple times to vomit. This woman had been alone with my daughter dozens of times over the past year. The footage was devastating, but I needed more than one incident to build a case that would protect Emma permanently. The next weekend, I sent another recording device, this time sewn into Emma's jacket. The results were even worse. Linda had invited her neighbor friend Margaret over, and they spent the afternoon critiquing everything about Emma while treating her like a science experiment. Look at her posture, Margaret said, sipping tea while Emma stood trembling.